Today, we're going to talk about something that is constantly on all our minds, the dreaded COVID-19 pandemic. Before watching the video, please note the numbers you're going to see were last updated on midday, February 6, 2021, and of course, they're bound to change. With this top 10, our goal is to give you some facts so you can draw your own conclusions. It's not made to give our own opinion how we understand the pandemic or who's right or wrong. Also, the top 10 most affected countries are purely based on the total cases they currently have, not the percentage of the population that's infected. That's why in the beginning we mentioned the cases, the death and recovery rate, and right after we mentioned the current population. Enjoy this informative video, and please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Number 1. The United States. The coronavirus cases in the U.S. are 27,408,600. The number of deaths, 470,710, and recovered patients, 17,153,582. The current total population, 332,182,466. The first American case was reported January 20th, and then-President Donald Trump declared the U.S. outbreak a public health emergency on January 31st. Restrictions were placed on flights coming in from China, but the initial U.S. response to the pandemic was otherwise slow in terms of preparing the healthcare system, stopping travel, and testing. The first known American deaths occurred in February. By mid-April, cases were confirmed in all 50 states, and by November, in all inhabited U.S. territories. On January 1, 2021, the U.S. passed 20 million cases, representing an increase of more than 1 million over the past week and 10 million in less than 2 months. The pandemic, along with the resultant stock market crash and other impacts, led a recession in the U.S. following the economic cycle peak in February of 2020. Number 2 is India. The coronavirus cases in India, 10,815,222. Number of deaths, 154,956, and recovered patients, 10,509,790. Current population, 1,388,303,565. The first case of COVID-19 in India originated from China and was reported January 30th, 2020. In July 2020, India's Ministry of Information and Broadcasting claimed the country's case fatality rate was among the world's lowest, at 2.41% and steadily declining. A government panel on COVID-19 announced in October that the pandemic had peaked in India and may come under control by February 2021. India has over 30 anti-COVID vaccines in various stages of development, and a national vaccination drive started January 16, 2021. India began the world's largest COVID vaccination drive on January 16th, and in 18 days, they had successfully vaccinated over 4.1 million healthcare workers. On March 2nd, the UN report estimated a trade impact of $348 million on India due to the outbreak, making it one of the 15 worst affected economies across the world. On March the 12th, Indian stock market suffered its worst crash since June 2017 after WHO's declaration of the outbreak as a pandemic. Number 3, Brazil. The coronavirus cases in Brazil are at 9,449,088. Number of deaths, 230,127. Recovered patients, 8,326,798. The current population of the country is 213,479,668. The virus was confirmed to have spread to Brazil on February 25, 2020, when a man from Sao Paulo tested positive for the virus. The disease had spread to every state in Brazil by March 21st. The pandemic has triggered a variety of responses from federal and state governments having an impact on politics, education, the environment, and the economy. On March 27th, Brazil announced a temporary ban on foreign air travel, and most state governors had imposed quarantines to prevent the spread of the virus. Economists expect an economic stagnation for the country in 2020. On the 16th of March, the Ministry of Economy announced a stimulus package of $147.3 billion, which is $29 billion to help the economy against the effects of the pandemic. The economy shrunk by an unparalleled 9.7% in the second quarter of 2020 and plunged Brazil into a recession. Number 4 is the UK. The coronavirus cases in the United Kingdom are 3,911,573, number of deaths 111,264, and the recovered patients 1,862,645. The current population total is 68,102,563. The virus reached the country in late January 2020. UK has the world's fourth highest death rate per 100,000 population and the highest number overall in Europe. There has been some disparity between the outbreak severity in each of the four nations. Health in the UK is a devolved matter, with England, Northern Ireland, Scotland, and Wales each having their own systems of publicly funded health care, separate governments and parliaments, together with smaller private sector and voluntary provision. The pandemic was widely disruptive to the economy of the United Kingdom, with most sectors and workforces adversely affected. Some temporary shutdowns became permanent. Some people who were furloughed were later made redundant. Number 5 is Russia. The coronavirus cases in Russia, 3,951,233. The number of deaths, 76,229. And the recovered patients, 3,436,326. Their current population is 145,972,172. The virus was confirmed to have spread to Russia January 31, 2020, when 2 Chinese citizens in Tyumen, Siberia, and Chita, Russian Far East, tested positive for the virus, with both cases being contained. Early prevention measures included restricting the border with China and extensive testing. By April 17, 2020, cases were confirmed in all federal subjects. Currently, as the largest nation, Russia has the highest number of confirmed cases in Europe and the 4th highest in the world. On August 11th, Reuters reported that the economy contracted by 8.5% in the second quarter after growing by 1.2% in the first. However, this was less than expected. Number 6 is France. The coronavirus cases in France, 3,296,747. The number of deaths, 78,603. And the recovered patients are 231,549. Their current population, 65,360,799. The virus was confirmed to have reached France on January 24, 2020, when the first COVID-19 case in both Europe and France was identified in Bordeaux. The first 5 confirmed cases were all individuals who recently had arrived from China. A key event in the spread of the disease across metropolitan France, as well as its overseas territories, was the annual assembly of the Christian Open Door Church between the 17th and 24th of February in Mulhouse, which was attended by 2,500 people, at least half who were believed to have gotten the virus. President Macron announced on the 12th of March that companies could postpone payment of Social Security contributions and taxes due in March without justification, formality, or penalties. During the second half of March, 4 million French workers applied for temporary unemployment benefits. The total cost of the operation for the 3 months from March amounts to $24 billion. Number 7 is Spain. The coronavirus cases in Spain, 2,971,914. The number of deaths, 61,386. And recovered patients not available. The current population total, 46,765,691. The virus was first confirmed to have spread in Spain on January 31, 2020, when a German tourist tested positive for the SARS-CoV-2 in La Gomera, Canary Island. By the 13th of March, cases were confirmed in all 50 provinces of the country. Studies have suggested the number of infections and deaths may have been underestimated due to lack of testing and reporting, and many people with mild or no symptoms weren't tested. The pandemic has influenced their fragile economy and finances, with economist Tony Roldan saying the country will need $200 billion in loans from the European Stability Mechanism. Next at number 8 is Italy. The coronavirus cases in Italy are 2,611,659. Number of deaths, 90,618. And the recovered patients are 2,091,923. The current population in Italy is 60,408,409. The virus was first confirmed to have spread into Italy on January 31, 2020, when 2 Chinese tourists in Rome tested positive for the virus. In February, 11 municipalities in northern Italy were identified as the centers of the 2 main Italian clusters and placed under quarantine. By the beginning of March, the virus had spread to all regions of Italy. The outbreak in Italy and subsequent outbreaks in other European countries contributed significantly to the global spread of COVID-19. The pandemic provoked large economic damage to the Italian economy, and by April, Finance Minister Robert Gualtieri predicted a 6% GDP decline for 2020. Number 9 is Turkey. The coronavirus cases in Turkey are at 2,516,889. Deaths, 26,577, and recovered patients, 2,404,416. The current population is 84,895,021. The first case in Turkey was recorded on March 11th when a local came home from a trip to Europe. Turkey has stood out from the rest of Europe by not ordering a legal lockdown. The resulting wave of infections never came close to overwhelming the Turkish health system, which has the highest number of intensive care units in the world. Throughout the pandemic, Turkish economy has performed far better than that of many of the country's peers. The International Monetary Fund expects the Turkish economy to contract by 3.6% in 2020. Turkey's strong economic performance, however, masked the brutal inequality of the recession. While the overall unemployment declined to 11.94%, youth unemployment increased to 24.3%. Number 10 is Germany. The coronavirus cases in Germany, 2,276,371. Number of deaths, 61,661, and recovered patients are numbered at 2,020,900. The current population of Germany is 83,946,099. On January 27, 2020, the first case in Germany was confirmed near Munich, Bavaria. On 25th and 26th February, multiple cases related to the Italian outbreak were detected in the Baden-Württemberg. German Disease and Epidemic Control is advised by the Robert Koch Institute, RKI, according to a national pandemic plan. The outbreaks were first managed in a containment stage, which attempted to minimize the expansion of clusters. On April 15th, Chancellor Angela Merkel spoke of fragile intermediate success that had been achieved in the fight against the pandemic. The same day, the first loosening of restrictions was announced, continued in early May, and eventually holiday travels were allowed in cooperation with other European countries. Germany officially entered a recession, given that its economy contracted a 2.2% fall during the first quarter of 2020. As of the 1st of April, almost 500,000 companies in Germany had sent their workers on a government-subsidized short-time working scheme known as Kurzarbeit. There you have it for today, the top 10 countries most affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Let us know in the comments below how the pandemic has affected your country, and if you think the measures currently in place are less or more than expected. Don't forget, like the video and subscribe to the channel for more amazing top 10s. Until next time, please stay safe.